three-game series here at the ballpark tonight. And the Rangers have made a little bit of a move now. They've come a little closer to the Angels in the AL West. Of course, they're right there in the wild card as well. Along with Tom Grieve, I'm Josh Lewin. Welcome to Texas Ranger Baseball. Tonight, Tommy Hunter goes at it again. It's been a lot of fun watching Tommy Hunter do that.
You know, last year, Josh, when Tommy got to the big leagues, he'd just come right out of the draft bracket. He wasn't quite ready. This time around, he's ready. He's ready because he's got more pitches in his arsenal. Still has a fastball and a curveball. Now he's got a changeup and a real good cutter. And all the extra pitches have made his fastball look that much better.
Well, and in those last four starts, basically since the end of June, Felix Hernandez does not have as good an ERA. Roy Halladay doesn't have as good an ERA. Tommy Hunter is taking command, and tonight against the Tigers, he'll be asked to do more of the same. Miguel Cabrera and those Motor City Kitties provide the opposition. First pitch is coming up next.
Good offense, good pitching, and it's going to be tough, but we look forward to it.
F-150 is not just a pickup truck, it's a Ford F-150. By Carter Blood Center. Give blood often. Visit carterbloodcare.org and be a part of something great. By Jack in the Box. Right now, get the $2.99 big deal. And by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Marlon Byrd and Michael Young both part of the Rangers' resurgence in Kansas City. They took 2 out of 3. Did the Rangers in KC. They ended up 3-3 this year against KC, and now it's a reminder that there's a team they have yet to beat. That's the Detroit Tigers. They're 0-6 against the Tigers this year. All 6 of those games were in Jim Leyland's home ballpark back in Detroit. Now the Rangers have the Tigers on their turf. And the Tiger batting order presented by Southwest Airlines. Granderson and Polanco, Cleet Thomas and Miguel Cabrera. Carlos Guillen and Mag Ordonez. Brandon Inge went to the All-Star game ahead of Mr. Ian Kinsler. That was part of that final vote. Former Ranger Gerald Laird and former Astro Adam Everett. We've talked a lot about Tommy Hunter already tonight, and we'll talk some more right now. The scouting report brought to you by the Dallas County Community College District.
Really good numbers for Tommy. He's 2-1, a solid ERA, fewer hits than innings pitched. Since June 28th, his ERA is 1.52. That's not too bad. Believe it or not, there's 3 pitchers in the American League over that period of time with a better ERA than that. First pitch strikes 64% of the time. You like to see that. And as we've mentioned, Tommy is a much better version this time around because he's got more experience, and that's what you'd expect. He's a bulldog on the mound. He works quickly. He throws strikes. He's got a good assortment of pitches.
And he has never faced the Tigers. The Rangers, as we mentioned, to have a new look, I guess, against those Tigers. We talked to Ian Kinsler about that. The Rangers having played them before, but that was back in April and May. Here's what Ian had to say.
I think we understand what kind of team we are. I think that's the difference. Is we played them early. Our pitching wasn't really settled, and now they're pretty settled. We understand what kind of team we are, and I think that's the difference. I mean, it's still going to be tough to play these guys. They're a really good team. They have quality bats. They're good offense, good pitching, and it's going to be tough, but we look forward to it.
The Tigers have a 2-game lead in the Central over the White Sox. They just took 2 out of 3 from the White Sox this past weekend. I think the thing to note about the Tigers is that they're 31-16 at home, and the Rangers were a big part of that, of course. They got swept there twice. But Detroit's been mortal on the road, 21-29. And the Rangers have been very good here in this ballpark this year. In fact, only the 1996 team has been any better through this many home games, so it's a pretty good sign. Michael Young's in on the grass to start things tonight as Curtis Granderson will take outside. 77 degrees at game time. Can that be right?
It's a little humid, but boy, that sure is a nice temperature.
Granderson tees off and demolishes one to right field, and the Tigers lead 2 pitches into the game. It's the first home run Hunter's allowed in 18 innings, and it was a no doubt about it shot. The 20th this year for Granderson.
Granderson has 20 home runs and only 15 doubles and triples. 11 doubles, 4 triples, and now 20 home runs.
He's got a very similar thing happening when you compare his season to Ian Kinsler's. There's a comebacker, and Hunter's got it, robbing Polanco. Kinsler's only hitting around 250. Granderson's only hitting around 250, but both are power hitting leadoff men that don't hit a lot of ground balls. Kinsler's actually got the 5th lowest ground ball to fly ball ratio in the big leagues. But Granderson is kind of right behind him in that respect. You look at Grady Sizemore in Cleveland. You look at Curtis Granderson in Detroit. Power hitting leadoff men abound. Ball and a strike to Cleet Thomas, a former Auburn Tiger, now a Detroit Tiger. This is Alabama versus Auburn. Pretty good battle there. Roll Tide. Tommy Hunter, although Blaylock had to make sure he had it. 2 down.
A good pitch by Tommy. Got the fastball way in on the fists. Throws a little bit offline, but no problem. Had plenty of time to make the play.
So a long home run and then 2 comebackers. That's how Tommy Hunter's night begins, and now he's got to face Cabrera. Fourth best batting average in the league, the former Florida Marlin, Miguel Cabrera. It's funny to think, Tom, that when the Marlins and Tigers made that deal that they made, Dontrell Willis had equal billing in that deal along with Miguel Cabrera. Dontrell Willis is kind of wiped out. Cabrera's been great.
Yeah, Dontrell Willis is costing the Tigers a lot of money. Somewhere around $27 or $28 million for 3 years. They'd love to get him back on the mound. We saw Dontrell Willis last time we were in Detroit. Pitched his first game back and pitched pretty well against the Rangers.
A one-hitter.
Just didn't go very well for him after that. An anxiety disorder that they've labeled his problem has got him on the disabled list right now. It's a shame, too. He has a lot to offer the Tigers and baseball in general. He's such an enthusiastic guy. Hopefully he can turn that part of his game around and get back on the mound and help the Tigers.
Fouled back by Cabrera. And for the Tigers, who are 7 games over 500 right now, we mentioned they've got a 2-game lead in the AL Central. The way they're talking about it in Detroit is basically this: that if all the summers for the Tigers to be in a pennant race, this is a pretty important year because it's tough times in Detroit. They're drawing well. The city's very enthusiastic about their baseball team. Kind of a distracting pennant race. People able to take their minds away from their issues, and the Tigers team has responded. The Tigers are actually 4th in the American League in attendance. Detroiters are spending their money on what they deem to be a worthwhile product. A Tiger team that is 52 up and 45 down. That is strike 3.
Tim McClellan didn't have to make that call.
But we're glad
Cabrera made it for him.
We're glad he eventually did, though. He wanted some closure there. 1-0 Tigers and the Rangers coming up. Against Armando Galarraga, a guy that used to be in the Rangers organization. Kinsler, Young, and Murphy get it going tonight. Bird, Blaylock, and Cruz, and yes, Josh Hamilton is down to 7th in the order. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we go tonight. The former Braves prospects rounded out Saltalamacchia and Andrews against the former Ranger prospect. Armando Galarraga had a heck of a year last year. It has not gone as well in 09. The scouting report brought to you by the Dallas County Community College District.
Now, overall, it doesn't look that good, but I think the key for him is that he's pitching a lot better lately. In his last 4 starts, his ERA is .236. In 3 of his last 4 starts, he's only given up 1 earned run. And in his last 4 starts, right-hand hitters are only hitting .109 against him. His last start against Seattle, he pitched into the 8th inning and only gave up 1 hit and 1 run in that game. So he got off to a really good start. He beat the Rangers in his first start, pitched a gem of a game. Then he struggled for quite a while, but he seems to be getting it back just in time for the Tigers' pennant race.
Kinsler launching one into the crowd. Did he get? Oh no, I thought he had it in his hat. That would have been cool.
Galarraga's first start of the year against the Rangers in Detroit. 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, only 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. One of his better games of the year.
Very high pop fly. Miguel Cabrera on the move. He's got it. That makes Ian 16 for his last 100 now. He had that unbelievable start back in April. Remember, he was leading the league in hitting for a while. Cleet Thomas, Curtis Granderson, and Mags Ordonez roam the outfield for the Tigers. Brandon Inge, Adam Everett, then Polanco and Cabrera. And a familiar face, Gerald Laird, is the catcher.
If Ian was in one of his good grooves right now, there's no way he would have popped that last pitch up. That was a mid-80s fastball, pretty much right down the middle. And he's just going through a streak right now where he's been struggling.
Michael Young, meantime, is getting it going. 6 for his last 8. And now the 7th best batting average in the AL. Had it, couldn't hold it. I think the rain might have scared some of the folks away tonight. We have blue skies right now, at least partially blue skies up above us. If you're in the area, want to come on out, feel free.
Yeah, you probably won't see a better night for a ball game in July than you have right now. A little breeze, 74 degrees.
There has been only one July rainout ever in Arlington, Texas, of a big league ball game. And though it did rain all around the Metroplex off and on today, everybody here at the ballpark seemed pretty convinced we would hear the play ball call. One game in 1989, a rainout in July. That's it. This is, as you know, if you live here, this is usually the hot and dry season.
Yeah, you'll hear very few Texans in this part of the state, or any part of the state for that matter, complain about rain in July. You take what you can get. Obviously, you don't want to get rained out, but rain all day long, that's a good thing.
Rangers got back in a rainstorm yesterday, having won 2 out of 3 in Kansas City. There's a smash by Michael Young. 7 for his last 9. And David Murphy coming up.
Fastball right in the center of the plate, and he hit it right back up the center of the diamond on a line. Came in at about 88 miles an hour and went back at him at about 95 miles an hour. Yeah, the Rangers got back to the ballpark, the bus did, from the airport last night, just in time, right before the soccer game ended. There's about 5 minutes left in the soccer game, and none of us waited for our luggage. We just got out of here before that crowd emptied out.
That was your goal to
that was my goal, to get out of there before the crowd. And it was raining pretty hard too, so poor people got out of the soccer game a few minutes later. I'm sure had to walk to their cars in a little bit of rain.
Rangers were feeling pretty good about themselves anyway. Rain or no rain, traffic or no traffic, a 7-2 win. And it was Dustin Nippert to the rescue again. Kevin Millwood had to leave after 2 innings. Millie says he feels confident he'll make his scheduled start coming up.
That's good news.
Nobody wants to confirm anything right now. I think Kevin Millwood just doesn't know right now for sure, but he's not feeling any worse. And he's strained at gluteus muscle.
Well, if Dustin doesn't pitch between now and that next start with 8 guys in the bullpen, he would be in position to slip right into that start if he needed to. Well, the last 8 days have been just terrific for Dustin. As we mentioned yesterday several times, he got the win against Minnesota in relief in extra innings, 2 innings. Then he got a spot start for Padilla and got the win. Then he came in for Kevin yesterday, pitched 4 2/3 and got the win. So 3 wins in 8 days. Pretty nice job.
3 of the Rangers' 6 wins since the All-Star break have been from Nippert. Well, here's Murphy going to 3-2 as you check out Dustin in the bullpen. What appears to be a cobra around his neck. That's just one of those titanium necklaces. The only hit he allowed was on that 60-second pitch that he threw.
And all that was pretty much a blooper by Gordon into right center field.
Young's going, and Murphy hits another high pop fly. Kinsler hit one of those too. Working the count, though, that has been a David Murphy specialty. And Tom, I mentioned to you before the game a stat that I dug up today. The Rangers, for years, of course, have been a very aggressive swinging team. And that's gotten them some real good stuff, no doubt. But right now, you're looking at 100 major leaguers who have taken 57% or more of the pitches thrown to them. There's 100 of those guys in baseball. Murphy is the only Ranger out of those 100 in baseball. There's an aggressive swing. There's Marlon Byrd. But Granderson locks it up. The Michael Young base hit is what the Rangers got out of that bottom of the first. It's still the Tigers up 1-0.
Thank you, Josh. In Community Corner tonight, hey, we have Doug White. He is with the Bobby Bragan. They call him Mr. Baseball Bobby Bragan Foundation. A great foundation that actually handed out 37 scholarships before the game, a big event.
We did indeed, and we were very proud to do so. And everyone who knows Mr. Bragan knows that he's very enthusiastic about encouraging young people. And our foundation is a little different in that most scholarship programs are geared toward juniors or seniors in high school. But Mr. Bragan wants to impact young people at an earlier age. So we award the promise of a scholarship to 8th graders each year. They complete high school and enroll in college. They receive a $2,500 scholarship.
Ian Kinsler with the nice out there. Okay, for those who want to help out and get involved, what do they need to do?
Go to our website, bobbybragan.org, has all the information, or certainly they can call our office in Fort Worth.
All right, Doug, nice meeting you. Best of luck. Appreciate it. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. And Tommy Hunter got Carlos Guillen to ground out. There's been a lot of Tigers being tied up by Tommy Hunter ever since that homer from Granderson to lead off the ball game. Maglio Ordonez crushing one to left field. That'll thump up against the wall. David Murphy gets it in. Whoa, and a close play as it turns out at second base. Ordonez was sliding for a base that wasn't quite there.
He like got stuck in the mud. Came up about a foot short.
That would have been a trifle embarrassing, but this is a pretty good hit.
Yeah, luckily he hit it on a line, didn't get it up in the air. Got a pretty good fastball to hit.
Ordonez has cut off all that hair trying to change his luck. It has not been a strong season for Ordonez. Only 5 home runs. This guy, Brandon Inge, has 21. He had a 27 home run season not too long ago. That was batting 9th in the order most of that year. This year he's been hitting 6th and 7th mostly for Jim Leyland. He's got 21. One of those home runs this year for Inge. We mentioned he got picked for the All-Star game, that final vote that went to the internet. Ian Kinsler finished second. Brandon Inge prevailed. Taking, and that's ball 4. So after the Guillen ground out, a double and a walk, and Gerald Laird's official at-bat return here to this ballpark. You've already seen Gerald crouching down in that customary catcher's position. He says hello to Jared Saltalamacchia. Those guys were duking it out for playing time at this time last year. Now it is Saltalamacchia and Taylor Teagarden. And it's been a good move for Gerald Laird. They've let him play pretty much every day in Detroit. Batting average isn't real high, but he has knocked in 24 runs. He's throwing out a lot of attempted base stealers.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what the Tigers were looking for, is someone who could solidify the defensive part of that position. The Rangers came to know Gerald as the kind of guy that could shut down the running game, call a good game, play well defensively, and Tigers have gotten pretty much exactly what they were looking for.
The Rangers know him this year as the kind of guy that can hit into a triple play. Remember that? The Rangers turned that triple play on Gerald in Detroit.
Yeah.
Only triple play in the American League this year. Hunter goes right at him and he got him.
He elevated the 0-2 pitch a little bit high, fastball. I think that was what he was trying to do. You see Salty standing up, trying to get him to throw that ball a little bit high. Tommy delivered it right where Jared wanted it, and Gerald couldn't lay off it. That's what the plan was right there.
Now the shortstop, Adam Everett, who was a defense-first guy, but as a bonus this year, he's hitting close to 250.
He had a couple of big hits in the series in Detroit over that 6-game period. A couple of big hits to keep rallies going. Drove in a couple of big runs against the Rangers, in addition to playing well defensively. That's the cut fastball we're talking about that Tommy throws now.
Well, between Hunter and Scott Feldman, that pitch is gloriously on display quite a bit. We'll see Feldman against Justin Verlander Wednesday here at the ballpark. That looks like a real good matchup. Well, you could have won a lot of gentlemen's bets from your buddies. If back in spring training you would have thrown it out there that Adam Everett would have the highest batting average in a trio of Everett, Kinsler, and Hamilton. Everett at 248. That is that's an eagle for him. That one was called a strike by Tim McClelland. Shaved off that outside corner. Or close to it anyway. Another jam right there. And Saltalamacchia wins the battle with Hunter for possession of that baseball to end the inning. Well, he jammed Guillen, he jammed Everett, and he struck out Laird. It's still 1-0. Nine features play-by-play video highlights and live audio broadcasts. Bottom of the second inning now. The Rangers trailing 1-0. Curtis Granderson led off the game with a home run. Armando Galarraga, the native Venezuelan, on the mound for Detroit. Blaylock turns on one, drives it to right, but right at Ordonez.
Yeah, didn't get it off the good part of the bat. I think he just missed that one a little bit. Good swing at it though. Just didn't connect on the sweet spot of the bat.
Galarraga's been giving up some home runs this year too. He had a stretch where he allowed a home run in 11 consecutive starts at one point. The Rangers have been leading the majors in home runs most of the year, so you figure that at some point somebody's going to center one tonight, drive one out. Nelly Cruz is obviously a candidate. He's got 23 home runs this year. In the air, right field again. 2 down. All fly ball out so far for Galarraga.
And generally you'd think Galarraga would get some ground balls. He throws a sinker along with his changeup, and best pitch when he's going well, I think, is his slider.
Yeah.
Makes him really tough to right-hand hitters. That's why in his last 4 games, right-hand hitters are just hitting a little bit above 100 against him.
Here's Josh Hamilton trying to get going again. Here's a ground ball cut off by Polanco. Spins to get his man, and Josh now 2 for his last 29. That one looked like it was headed into right field, but it never did get there. 1-0 Tigers at the end of 2. where 15 minutes can save you 15% on car insurance. By AT&T, switch to the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. And by Whataburger, just like you like it. Curtis Granderson led off the game with a home run. He's about to lead off the third inning against Tommy Hunter. Rangers have won 6 out of 7. The Tigers stand in their way tonight. That second pitch of the ball game hit 405 feet by Granderson. This time swings at the second one again and fouls it. Tommy Hunter making his 6th start as a Ranger. Michael Young leaping, but he couldn't bring it down. Granderson's thinking about it. There he goes. Kinsler with the tag. Got him!
Great throw from David. Granderson actually slipped going around first base. Otherwise, he had a chance to get in there. But David made a real strong throw, and Ian made a nice tag to just get Granderson's hand before it touches second base. When Granderson rounded first base, he tripped. And the throw was there just in time. See if we can see it right here. Not a real slip up, but I think enough to keep him from getting there.
Greg Gibson made that call emphatically. Murphy with the outfield assist. Great shot. Now the 1-0 to Polanco. Make it 1-1. Again, the little things have been saving the Rangers this year, with the team having the second worst on-base percentage in the American League. Throwing out attempted base stealers. Throwing out guys trying to get first to second on doubles. The attention to their own base running, their pitching, their defense. Rangers are right now a dozen games over 500. Put in play. Elvis Andrus, the backhand pickup, a little double clutch, and Polanco is safe. It'll be a tough play for Young, a tough play for Andrus either way, whoever fielded it.
Pretty tough pitch to get a base hit on, too. It was a curveball down and out of the strike zone. Elvis had a shot if he was able to get rid of the ball immediately without bobbling it, but only a shot. I think Polanco had a great chance to beat it out anyway.
Again, the Rangers at 54-42. Only 3 times have they been any better than that through 96 games, including 2 years that they went to the postseason, 96 and 99. A 2014 was 1 game better than this after 96 games played. Boy, that was a fun summer, all the way down to that last week. That is the closest the Rangers have come to making the postseason since 1999. And 10 years after that 1999 playoff push, the Rangers are 3.5 back in the West at this moment, 2.5 back in the wild card. The Red Sox are the wild card team for now. They've got a 5-0 lead on the A's tonight, by the way. Dustin Pedroia, a home run. The Angels will be hosting the Indians tonight. Now, the Indians just got done rolling through Seattle, scoring a bunch of runs.
Looked like Eric Bedard went on the disabled list too. He had to come out of one of those games against the Indians early. Had shoulder problems.
Now, there are a couple teams right now that are fading a bit, that have a tough call to make. Seattle's one of them. I think the Cincinnati Reds are the other. Both teams have some desirable talent if they want to trade it away. But both teams can make a claim to their fan base that they're right in it. Seattle's 7.5 out, Cincinnati 7.5 out. I don't know if you can say you're right in it, but you're on the fringe of being in it.
Yeah, Cincinnati's problem is there's four teams ahead of them.
Wow, Tommy Hunter disposing of Cleat Thomas, who was way up over top.
It's Tommy's curveball in a real good location, out of the strike zone. Once you commit to that pitch, you're pretty much out.
Cabrera victimized on a called third strike in the first inning. It's the Tiger team that, as we mentioned, is 2 games up on Chicago, 4 ahead of Minnesota. The Tigers have had at least a share of first place since May the 10th.
Cabrera is hitting about 40 points higher right now than he finished last year. Probably won't end up with the same amount of home runs. He had 37, led the league in home runs last year. Has 19 now.
Fouls it deep to left.
He also looks slimmer than I've ever seen him. He's in great shape. Not that he was ever in bad shape, but I think he's probably in the best shape he's ever been in right now.
Well, Jim Leland, I think, made sure that was going to be the case. It's a Tiger team that has faded a bit offensively since the All-Star break. But that is not Cabrera's doing. Two out pitch. We will do it again.
That's the same cut fastball that Cabrera took for strike 3 the first time up. He was able to foul that one off.
Tommy giving the Rangers back-to-back 6-inning efforts. 2 out in the 3rd inning right here. Runner on. Just can't seem to finish off Cabrera. Of course, all we heard about going into last year was about how the Tigers were built to score 1,000 runs. They were going to bludgeon people. And that never did happen in 08. It's happening a bit more frequently in 09, where they can score a whole heap of runs. But again, it all comes down to pitching, as we all know. Andrus, nice play. Frisbees the ball over to Kinsler, and that's the inning. 1-0 Detroit, bottom of the 3rd coming up. designed especially for women. Join us this Saturday from 11:30 a.m. till 2 p.m. An opportunity to play ball on a major league field, receive instruction from Rangers staff. Then lunch, and then the Rangers-Mariners game that night. Go to TexasRangers.com/women for more information. Jared Saltalamacchia now 0 for 18 against the Tigers this year. The Rangers as a team hitting about 150 against Detroit. This is their 7th game against Detroit this year. That is simply a team having your number, and the Rangers trying to reverse their fortunes tonight.
Well, 150 is low, but the other side of it is in 4 of the 6 games they've seen Justin Verlander and Edwin Jackson. So you know 4 out of 6 times you're going to have a hard time hitting because those guys are having excellent seasons and they've got great stuff. The Tigers play well in Detroit and those guys pitch well in Detroit. So that's a tough matchup for you right there 4 out of 6 times.
Teams with that kind of a 1-2 punch become so dangerous in the postseason. You and I were talking about the San Francisco Giants when the Rangers played out there, and you know how if they get into the postseason, how dangerous a team like that could be when it's Lincecum and Kane in a short series. The Tigers could present a similar issue. Edwin Jackson having a wonderful year, and Justin Verlander is back to being his old self. Down and into Andrews, 2-1. The one Ranger hit so far is from Michael Young. Took a while for the Rangers to get going yesterday, but once they started rolling, they were in command. A 7-2 final. First time they gained ground on the Angels since July 8th. Carving that lead down to 3.5 in the West. Gerald Laird is out to field it. And they're going to say foul ball now. Andy Fletcher, the first base umpire, will direct Elvis back to home plate. Wash was ready to run out there and defend his shortstop, saying that's foul ball, but eventually they did say foul ball. Now a little half swing that'll get past the mound. Bare hand pickup. Elvis is out at first base, and now something to get upset about for real for Ron Washington.
Oh, he got warmed up coming out the first time. I hope he didn't pull a muscle coming out this time. Look how he reached for the back of his leg.
Real close. The look on Elvis's face waiting for the call. We had talked earlier about why the Tigers coveted Adam Everett. Any defense, well, I'm sorry, any offense is a bonus. It's all about the defense.
You can see where Elvis touched the bag, and for any young players who are watching, that's exactly where you're supposed to touch the bag, right in front of the bag. You don't lunge for the bag. You take your normal step and you try to touch the front of the bag. That's how you get there in the quickest possible way. See where Elvis's foot is touching. Well, it looks like it's on the bag. What a great shot.
Looks a little safe there. There's that slider from Galarraga, and no American League pitcher threw more sliders in Galarraga last year when you start to measure it out. They say he went to that pitch close to 40% of the time a year ago. It hadn't been quite that stark this year, but you can see why he likes to throw that pitch. It's a real good pitch. Kinsler takes a called third strike. Tim McClellan with that delayed call that he's famous for. Will tell Ian that he's the final out of the third inning. And it stays 1-0 Detroit as we go to the fourth. Talking about Darren O'Day, whose ERA is down to 191. There have been 4 relievers in Ranger history with enough innings to qualify that have an ERA of less than 2. Can you name them? They will be revealed in the bottom of the fourth. Right now in the top of the fourth, it is Carlos Guillen. He's been battling a shoulder injury this year. That's pretty much why he's DHing. Tommy Hunter brings it. Rangers being shut down to the tune of 1 hit so far. And the scary thing about that, I guess, Tom, is that Galarraga this year, when he's been hit, usually he gets hit early. He's one of those guys that seems to get better as the game goes along if you don't get him right away. And the Rangers certainly have plenty of baseball left, and Tommy Hunter is keeping them right in it. The only run was on the second pitch of the game. Curtis Granderson hit one out. Hunter jumps ahead 1-2.
Look at Guillen's stats. He's had 30 at-bats right-handed. He has 5 hits and 1 double. The 1 double he had right-handed was that weak ground ball he hit down the third baseline off CJ with the bases loaded to score 3 runs.
Wow.
Only double he's had all year right-handed.
It's amazing. He strikes out here. We go to Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, Josh. Hey, some of the members of the Legally Blonde cast in the house tonight. This is Becky. She sang the national anthem. Also plays Elle Woods, the lead in the musical, which is going on at Fair Park Music Hall. And great job on the national anthem. And tell us a little bit about the play. It's just like the movie, but a lot of singing, correct?
Yeah, it's like the movie and then some. There's a lot of song and dance, a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, but a lot of heart.
All right, you are a big baseball fan. Your uncle actually coaches a college team back in Minneapolis. Now, you're going to teach the women something very important after Elvis Andrus did get the nice grounder and got the out at first base. You're going to teach something very important to the ladies out there. Keep in mind, what is this called?
This is called the bend and snap. It is 99.99% effective on straight men.
Okay, very good. Let's see it. Let's see it. I'm going to bend down here. Bend and snap. Here we go.
Bend and snap.
There we go. Okay, we're going to put that one in the books. That could be used out there. Thank you very much.
Jim, would you like to do a bend and snap
bend
for
and snap?
us?
No, that's okay, Josh. That's all right. Bend and snap then. Okay, okay. There we go.
Wow.
All right, there we go. Very nice. All right, nice to meet you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Becky. Best of luck.
Thank you, Jim Knox. Thanks to the cast of Legally Blonde. Thanks to Tommy Hunter for pitching quickly. As we go to the bottom of the fourth, it is 1-0 Tigers. Well, he's pitched. The only 4 relievers in Ranger history with an ERA of less than 2 for a season. Very short list. The Emu, Jim Kern. Then Jeff Russell, John Wetland, and Dave Schmidt in 1982. Remember Jim Kern talking about himself saying, I can throw the ball through a cement wall if I can just find the wall.
Emu had one of the better senses of humor in baseball. Still does.
One of the better beards going, too.
Definitely. Heartbreak in the stands.
A dropped foul ball.
Dropped foul ball.
The heartbreak of the dropped foul ball. Michael Young's got the only Ranger hit. That was a smash into center field in the first inning. Jim Kern once came out of the bullpen wearing a backwards uniform. Just to liven things up a little bit.
That'll work.
To right field. And foul. No heartbreak that time. Well, they got to be careful with the little one, huh?
Yeah,
a scream. Oh, poor screaming little child.
Well, at least you got the ball.
Man, Galarraga taking care of Michael Young. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Galarraga going back to last inning. We're going to take you back to the baby catch here.
That's some kind of play right there.
That's amazing.
Got the baby in one hand and reached out with the left. That's some kind of play. Little guy's a little scared, but he's not hurt.
There was a lot of excitement.
A lot of
suddenly,
noise.
Yeah.
Dad had good hold of him, though. He's just a little bit scared.
I don't know what else Dad could have done, really. I mean, you got a ball coming in. Got to protect the baby. Cotton candy will
bribe will work. Not right now, though.
No, baby's got at least 2 teeth to handle the cotton candy.
I don't think catching the ball scared him. I think the noise scared him.
I would agree with that. Time to head for the backup supply of Pampers right about now, I think. Galarraga set down 9 Rangers in a row.
Now, last breaking ball, last slider that he threw Michael was probably the best one he's thrown all night.
David Murphy hits a high drive into left center. And again, a lot of fly ball outs here induced by Galarraga. At some point, you just kind of figure a Ranger's going to get one on that sweet spot, hit one out. That has not happened yet. Marlin had an RBI single yesterday and a walk. And they have 7-2 ball game. Marlin still hasn't gone more than 2 games in a row this year without a hit. And very consistent. Lays off the slider and it carves up the outside edge. Galarraga allowed only 1 hit in his last game. You talked about that, Tag. He did walk 4 in that game, but he just took it right to the Seattle Mariners. 7 1/3 innings of 1-hit baseball. Got a 1-hitter through 3 2/3 tonight. That's not bad. 2 hits allowed in 11 innings now.
Yeah, if you look at his overall numbers, like we said earlier, 482 earned run average doesn't look all that great, but look at the way he's pitching right now. It looks pretty good.
Well, the Rangers are going to be up against it tonight. Good thing is they've only given up 1. Tommy Hunter gets back out there in 2 minutes. By the Ford F-150. It's not just a pickup truck, it's the Ford F-150. Rangers are home for 7 in a row. It all starts tonight with the Tigers, who lead 1-0. That's because of a Curtis Granderson home run that led off the ball game. Now Tommy Hunter takes on Gerald Laird. They were battery mates last year for a little bit. Hard to believe that this is the same guy, Tommy Hunter. I mean, we saw him last year for 3 starts. And essentially, he had command of 2 pitches. This year, he has doubled his repertoire. His body language is just so different. He just kind of looks like that he feels like he belongs.
Well, he's pitching with, as you said, 4 pitches. He's not the same guy you saw last year. And last year was a tough assignment. The poor kid just came out of the draft. He'd hardly even been in the minor leagues. And, you know, he's being asked to come up and get big league hitters out. And he didn't have the cut fastball then. Didn't have as much command of his changeup back then. And so it was a tough assignment for him. But to his credit, he's improved. And that's what you would expect. He's a high draft choice. He's aggressive. He's confident. He's got a lot of talent. He added a pitch. His other pitches are better. And this time he's better prepared to be successful at the big league level. And when you feel that way, obviously you're going to pitch with more confidence, and that's what we're seeing right now.
That last one could have been strike 3. Instead, a ground ball to Michael Young. Whoa! Overran it, and Gerald Laird is safe. Michael was expecting that ball to hop up a little bit more, and it just did not. It's only his 7th error of the year.
Yeah, between Michael and Elvis, they only have 19 errors. That's a pretty good number for a guy playing third base for the first time and a 20-year-old shortstop. Elvis is on pace to have somewhere around 17 or 18 errors. When the season started for a 20-year-old, I would have thought 25 errors would have been a pretty solid season for him. So I think as far as making routine plays and keeping his error total down, he's way ahead of the game for a 20-year-old. I think it's pretty remarkable that he's been able to play as consistently well defensively as he has, even with his reputation, even with his talent. To be that consistent on the routine plays at age 20 is pretty good.
He had made at least 30 errors in his last 3 minor league seasons. Of course, he was getting to so many balls, too. Now Michael Young's got one. He'll fire back. Not in time. The ball finds Michael right away after the error, and he makes that play on Everett. Almost doubled up Laird. And just to finish up on Elvis, you know, Elvis has been on record as saying that the guy he really admired growing up was Derek Jeter. In Jeter's final minor league season, he made 29 errors. The season before that, it was 56. Obviously, Jeter's become a very consistent defensive player. Elvis will get to way many more balls than Derek Jeter will. But it's that consistency, I think, is what some people were wondering about. Would he get to those, or would he make the play on the balls that he got to? He's pretty much been doing that. Granderson smokes one in a right. He's been a tough out. He's 3 for 3. 2 on for a contact hitter. That's Placido Polanco. And indeed, Polanco's put it in play twice. Once on a comebacker. And then he had the infield hit in the third. Five hits for Detroit, just 1 for the Rangers so far. Ball getting away. Boy, and that takes the thought of the double play away now. The wild pitch. Rangers haven't had a lot of innings this year that have featured both an error and a wild pitch, but here they've got one.
Well, Salty went down about as well as he could to block that ball. It just had a lot of spin on it. And when it came down and hit his chest protector, it just spun away from him instead of right straight down in front of him.
Infield comes in for the Rangers now. It's something that Salty works on before every game, out in the bullpen, blocking balls in the dirt, keeping those balls in front of him. Bullpen catcher Josh Frazier is charged with just firing baseballs, just kind of skimming them in there for Salty to deal with. It's something that he practices routinely. 3 balls, no strikes. We'll show you out in the bullpen. And there's no glove involved here. He's just practicing absorbing the balls in the dirt.
Well, that's the goal. When the ball goes in the dirt, the goal is not to catch it. That's very difficult unless you're Pudge Rodriguez. The goal is to block it and keep it in front of you.
There's a strike, 3-1.
See a lot of catchers. Saw Miguel Olivo several times in the game that he caught in Kansas City try to backhand the ball and catch the ball in the dirt. And it's fine if it goes in the middle of your glove, but if it doesn't, it goes off your arm, kicks away, and is usually a wild pitch. I've never seen a player improve as much as Salty has over 1 year defensively. He's gone from a young catcher trying to improve and become a solid defensive catcher to a catcher who has been way above average for the Rangers this year. He's gunned down runners, and he's done a terrific job of blocking balls in the dirt. Saved a lot of wild pitches and a lot of runs for the Rangers. And what you're talking about, Josh, is one of the reasons why he works on it constantly.
There's ball 4. The bases are loaded for Clete Thomas, and Mike Maddox will jog on out there to talk to Tommy Hunter. Now the double play is back in order now, and Thomas has hit the ball on the ground once. He also struck out. I think either one of those things right here. There have now been 120 pitches in this game. It was pitch number 2 of 120 where the run scored. Curtis Granderson hitting a long home run to right. Here's that SEC showdown. Here's Alabama versus Auburn. Hunter against Thomas. Got it. Flinging it home. Salty stretching. And he's on the plate for the out.
That was a dangerous little play right there, but Tommy pulled it off. He's a big guy, but we talked to him about his judo experiences, so he's got some pretty good agility for a big guy. He looked like an infielder right out of his glove, and Salty picked it and stayed on the bag. That's a nice play.
He probably had time to do a transfer, I would think. And upon further review, that certainly would lead to a little less angst for all Ranger fans. But credit Saltalamacchia for stretching like the first baseman he once was. Now Miguel Cabrera, though. We still got to navigate past Cabrera. He's got a grand slam against the Rangers this year. No place to put him.
A tough situation to be in. 2-0, bases loaded.
That last one, that would have helped if that was a strike.
Yeah, and I think Tim McClellan has a fairly liberal strike zone for a pitcher. We've seen Tommy have a couple of pitches inside that rectangle called balls. One last inning, and that one, of course.
3-0 now. Four of those 8 runs batted in on the one swing for Cabrera. That's taken for a strike, but you're still in very dangerous waters here. Cabrera was on a 3-1 pitch that he hit that slam off of Chris Benson.
And the 3-1 slider.
Yeah.
Same pitch he took for strike 3 the first time up. He threw it to him on a 3-2 pitch. This is a 3-1 pitch. Tough to look for that pitch. You're looking fastball all the way. And battled back from 3 balls and no strikes.
Oh, Cabrera barely got a piece of the heat.
Cabrera's had 3 long at bats. Fouled off several pitches, each of his first 2 times up. Tommy struck him out the first time, got him on a hard ground ball to short the second time.
Fireworks Fridays. We'll tell you more about that in just a moment as we proceed into the bottom of the 5th inning. A lot of excitement. It just happened in the top of the 5th. But yeah, about the fireworks, the $10 tickets and $5 parking. This coming Friday when the Rangers take on the Mariners, sponsored by 105.3 The Fan. There's Blaylock lifting one to right. All right, now we can kind of get you back to what happened to close out the top of the 5th inning. There was a lot of excitement. We bring in Steve Busby to help us break down the Tommy Hunter comeback. 3-0 the count to a really, really tough hitter in Miguel Cabrera, and back he comes. He struck him out with the bases loaded.
Is that what happened? I didn't see it.
Oh, well,
I'm just kidding. No, that was a great job of pitching by Tommy Hunter, and it would have been real easy in his situation after you walk the number 3 man and have Cabrera coming up to completely lose it. And then when you go 3-0, it even compounds matters worse. But boy, credit Tommy Hunter. He did a great job of coming back with a 3-1 breaking ball for a strike. And I thought that was the big pitch. It set up the other things.
I have a lot of confidence in that pitch to throw at 3-1 with the bases loaded. Nelly Cruz, deep drive, left field, goodbye, tie game.
Well, you could break that up into about 15 singles. And no doubt about that one. That's one of the longer ones to left field this year.
That was a home run derby in St. Louis flashback right there.
Wow.
Tommy Hunter, the first one up to high-five Nelly Cruz. Now Hamilton. Tommy Hunter gets his reward for steering past that trouble spot in the top of the inning. Hamilton lifting one foul. So Nelson Cruz takes over the team lead. That's his 24th homer of the year. Surprised the heck out of that group.
Almost went over the bleachers out there. That's almost where Canseco hit a ball. Canseco, of course, hit one halfway up the bullpen wall. It was pretty close to that.
That ball deflected to Polanco. Galarraga to the bag. Wow. It goes 3 to 4 to 1. Poor Josh just can't buy a hit right now. 0 for his last 13. Twice he's come close to sneaking one into right. Well, Buzz, just back to Tommy Hunter real quick. This is a kid who just turned 23. There's so much upside there.
Well, I think, Josh, we've seen the evolution of a young pitcher, and this is something I think Ranger fans can look forward to in several cases the next coming years. Tommy Hunter had the light go on for him sometime between spring training and when he got his second shot at the major league level. It all just kind of fell into place, and it's a metamorphosis, I think, that you see in young guys, but not this dramatic. Of course, that's the good high fastball that he threw right on by Cabrera. But when that light goes on, the young man becomes an entirely different competitor. And I think you see a confidence in Tommy Hunter, maybe a little bit of a swagger on the mound, for that matter.
That's sure what it looks like.
He knows what he wants to do now, and to top that off, he has the confidence in his ability to do that.
Now he's been backed by a home run that we're told went 451 feet. Poor Nelly's been shorted on a few this year, I think. A couple in Seattle and one here.
The one they said that went 414. That thing went closer to 500 feet than 414 feet.
That was a legit 451 right there.
Good thing the wind's blowing in. That thing might have demolished the office building out there and left.
Still the longest one ever hit by a Ranger was that Canseco one against Greg Hibbard. But they stepped off at 480 in the first year of the ballpark. Longest by an opponent was the one up on the hill by Paul Sereno. That was wind aided against Mark Clark in '99.
I think the longest ball ever hit here was the one that Josh hit in batting practice. That went on the top of the batter's eye in center field. That ball went about 30 feet farther than the ones that Sorrento had.
According to what's in the Rangers media guide, fellas, that ties for the 5th longest home run that this ballpark has seen in an actual game situation. 451. You know who's third on the list is Roberto Kelly. Hit one in 1998 at 456. Mark Teixeira had a 453. Hamilton's had a couple of 451s, and now Nelly Cruz at 451.
The ones that you can't measure are the line shots that go, say, in the upper deck in right field, even above the restaurant in left field. It's tough to measure those because you just can't predict where they would have landed. You can only measure where they did land. The ones that are high, like the one Nelly hit, are coming almost straight down. They're not going to go that much farther, but the line drives have a ways to go.
The strikeout of Saltalamacchia ends the inning. Buzz, thanks for your time.
My pleasure. I'll talk to you all after the game.
Way to tie the game up, Buzz.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Steve Busby with an assist from Nelson Cruz to make it 1-1.
...151 feet, they say.
Yeah, if the Bleachers weren't here, it would have been another 100.
Another 100, yeah. It was great. Well, you came up with it. Congratulations, though. You're a hold on to that one. Appreciate it. Thank you. Josh?
A 1-1 tie now. The home runs have been from Granderson, number 20, and Nelly Cruz, number 24. Guillen with a squibber to third. Michael Young in on the grass, throws him out. Maglio Ordonez will come up next. Let's bring in, I don't know, somebody else right now. Let's go to John Radigan.
It's always somebody, Josh. Yeah, out here reminding all of our viewers to tweet along with us during the game. And one of the things you've got to tweet about tonight is, of course, batting stance guy. Now, we feel like we've been giving the viewers a 2-foot putt the last few games. Easy guys to identify that batting stance guy was imitating tonight. It's a little bit more difficult for you to identify exactly who batting stance guy is. Our hint in the program is that he is in uniform tonight. We want you to try and identify him and tweet to us who you think it is. We'll reveal the answer of who batting stance guy is tonight on Rangers Live, the post-game edition. I'll be chatting with you guys in a few minutes again.
Well, this is confusing, but there's out number 2.
Well, beautiful play by Elvis, who went so far to his left, spun all the way around, and it's becoming routine for Hank to make this play. Made it the other day in Kansas City, where he reaches for the ball and catches it on the bounce. Beautiful play by Hank, and tremendous play by Elvis, showing his range and athletic ability. Try making that throw someday out in your backyard and see how accurate you are.
Especially when batting stance guy is trying to distract you like that.
I miss batting stance guy watching Elvis.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I have my eyes on Elvis, too. Steve Psycho Lyons was the stand. I have no idea. I didn't watch. Oh, he said it was somebody in uniform,
Someone
though,
in
right?
uniform, yeah.
All right. Jim Leland. Strike called to Brandon Inge.
Good curveball from Tommy.
'86 pitches so far from Tommy Hunter. That power breaking ball in the count 2-2. Trying to make it 3 straight starts where it's 6 innings in the books and either 0 or 1 run allowed. Punched towards center. And over the last 4 weeks, better ERA is it Zach Greinke, Roy Halladay, Felix Hernandez, or Tommy Hunter? It's Tommy Hunter. Tickets to a Ranger game and dinner for 2 at Sonic. The Rangers hitting for James Kennedy from Terrell. The Ranger hits the grand slam this inning. We're giving away $25,000. Well, it's turned into a nice night for baseball. A little bit of a drizzle for about a half an inning. Other than that, no worries tonight. The Rangers and Tigers play again tomorrow. Vicente Padilla's on the mound. Tonight, a 1-1 tie in the bottom of the 6th. And a one-time Ranger, Armando Galarraga, native Venezuelan, pitching to native Venezuelan and current Ranger Elvis Andrus. Two long home runs in the game. Curtis Granderson for the Tigers, Nelly Cruz for the Rangers. Rangers trying to get to where they haven't been yet this year. 13 games over 500. Socked into the alley, left center field. Granderson can't get it. Elvis churns towards second and applies the brakes.
Good move. Relay came in quickly from Granderson to Everett to Inge. Hard hit ball.
Just the 3rd extra base hit for Elvis in his last 44 games. A double to start things here in the 6th inning.
A pretty good fastball to hit, and he's hit it solidly. Granderson was shaded around toward right center just a little bit. That ball was well by him. That same one in Detroit, you might have a chance for a triple, but not here.
Any shot they're bunting with Ian Kinsler here, Tag?
There's a shot. You know, I think if Ian drags a bunt toward third, he's got a chance to beat it out and move the runner to third base. So, yeah, I think that's a good play. Definitely in this game, Ian's job is to get that guy from second to third. And if you feel like you can hit the ball to the right side, then you try to do that. Maybe get a base hit. If that seems to be a pretty tough task, then you have to bunt. And you don't want to bunt it to first unless it's a real good bunt. You can make a mediocre bunt to third and still get the runner over there if you make the third baseman field the ball.
Ian got a pitch to drive back in the first inning, but he popped it up and then struck out in the third.
You've got Michael coming up, David Murphy after him. So you've got two guys coming up that you feel good about with a man on third base and less than 2 outs. So I think if Ian feels like he can get that bunt down, that's probably the best thing to do.
The bunt is popped up. Laird's got it. Michael Young with a runner at second, 1 out. Michael had a long at bat going in the 4th inning, and then finally a dazzling slider from Galarraga finished him off. Rick Knapp, the pitching coach, is heading out to discuss things here. Knapp, the guy that gets a lot of credit for the Twins' young pitchers being what they are. Some pointed words here for Galarraga. It was a long nap. A long visit. And speaking of the Twins, by the way, they are trailing 1-0 to the Chicago White Sox in the second. Gordon Beckham, his 5th home run for the White Sox. As far as the Angels are concerned, they play a little bit later against the Indians. It'll be Joe Saunders against Carl Pavano tonight. Michael Young rifles it right center, down for a base hit. Elvis zipping to third base, almost ran through the stop sign. Here he comes. Elvis to the plate, scores! The ball gets away from Galarraga. Young to second.
Good base running by Elvis. He stayed alert. Dave put the stop sign on. Elvis kept his eye on the ball. And when the ball got by Polanco at second base, Elvis came home with some good base running instincts. Then Galarraga had a tough time picking the ball up, and Michael ends up at second base. Tried to make the throw, but couldn't make the throw home. Had no chance to get Elvis anyway. Hard hit ball by Michael. His second rope to center field today.
I'm no official scorer tag, but that's got to be 2 errors on this play, I would think.
It's close. Is definitely an error on either Polanco or Granderson that allowed Elvis to go from third to home. And I don't know if you give an error to Galarraga trying to back it up. He caught it, tried to throw it all in one motion. That allowed Michael to go to second.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's a tough call. He had a dive for the ball, tried to throw it.
I don't think Michael was going to go to second base until the ball actually got away from Galarraga. But I don't know that for sure.
No, he wasn't. But is that an error? Yep, you're right.
They've just buzzed it in. Yeah, E8 and an E1. That's a weird one, huh? And poor Galarraga looked like Garo Yepremian in the Super Bowl right there, trying to throw that thing.
Yeah, that's why it's a tough error, because he's back in the play up, but he has to dive for the ball. And then as he's trying to throw the ball all in one motion home, the ball got away from him. And the scorekeeper ruled that was an error.
Murphy takes that one down, runs the count to 3-1. So Elvis Andrus with, again, just his 3rd extra base hit in his last 44 games. Sets it up, and after Kinsler couldn't get the bunt down, Michael Young picks up Kinsler. Now that Murphy reaches to really reward Tommy Hunter. who just turned 23, and the way he's been pitching tonight, if the Rangers really want to help him out, you get a big extra base hit soon. Bird or Blaylock, somebody, and make it a little bit more than 2-1. Galarraga's only at 77 pitches. He's got plenty of baseball left in him, you figure, tonight. Bird goes after the first one, pops it up. Infield fly. Now in a foul ground. It is caught by Cabrera.
An infield fly if it's fair.
Right. It ended up not being fair, so all it is out number 2.
Good pitch by Galarraga. He got him to chase a high fastball up and in.
This is the Sonic Slam inning. Not my money, but I'm going to put in the call right here.
That's a good call. Hanks hit a couple of line drives to right field that he's really hasn't gotten the good part of the bat on the ball yet, but he had great swings at him. It looks like he's feeling pretty good about his swings against Galarraga.
I wouldn't think that after Nelly Cruz hit one 451 feet last time up, that Galarraga wants to face Cruz with the bases loaded. Nelly's on deck. So pitching carefully to Blaylock might not really be an option. He goes after him, and Blaylock scorches it into the right field corner.
That's the double you were asking for.
I'll take it. So will Tommy Hunter. Play at the plate. Murphy is safe.
Hanks had 3 good swings at Galarraga tonight. 2 of them have been line drives to the right fielder. This one stayed up and in, and he got this one on the sweet part of the bat and ripped it down the right field line. Hank over the last week or 10 days has had a lot of big hits with 2 outs to bring in important runs.
I'd written that down before the game in my little notes column. Blaylock, big 2-out hits, and there was another one. Starting to sprinkle a bit again here at the ballpark, as the Rangers now lead 4-1, a 3-run 6th inning. Wave and a miss. No problem making contact last time for Nelly. He blasted that 24th home run of the year. Action in the Tiger bullpen, Ryan Perry. Pops this one up in foul ground. Last time Nelly was up, this is what happened. And your Ford leaderboard. Guys with 20 homers and 10 steals. Cruz, a rip and a miss. As the rain picks up a little bit, the Rangers have picked it up a little bit, getting 3 in the bottom of the 6th. Elvis Andrus was a catalyst in that inning. It is now 4-1. invited to the Chevy Open House. And by Corona, the official sponsor of the timeout. With a light rain falling at the ballpark now. I know it looks like it's pouring, but it's a light rain.
Not quite enough rain to get all the fans to move out of their seats, but it's a little harder than it was when it first started.
A light, steady rain. How's that?
Yeah. Right, though, on TV it does look like it's a lot worse than it is.
Rangers with 1 in the 5th and 3 in the 6th to overtake the Tigers, and Tommy Hunter continues on the mound, what is now a slick mound. Reasonable pitch count.
Well, the big at bat for Tommy was Cabrera with the bases loaded. He fell behind 3-0. Rangers are down by a run at the time. He came back, threw him a 3-1 slider to go to 3-2. He fouled off a fastball, and then he threw a high fastball right by him with the bases loaded.
And the Rangers went into the dugout, I think, feeling pretty good about everything. Got the home run from Nelly Cruz to tie it up, and then they poured it on in the 6th. Rangers trying to make it 7 wins in their last 8 games. They're getting this done with Josh Hamilton in a slump right now. Nelly Cruz has that fractured ring finger that did not seem to slow him down when he was swinging the bat in the 5th. A 451-foot home run. Laird stays alive, chips it into the crowd. The Rangers just now get the bullpen going behind Tommy Hunter. That pitch count in the mid-90s. Laird, a ground ball. Elvis Andrus throws out Gerald Laird. 1 down in the 7th. Jason Jennings, if needed. Tommy Hunter's been a bulldog, though. Second pitch of the game was hit 405 feet. And he's just very simply shrugged that off. On the out-of-town scoreboard, the Yankees lead Tampa Bay 5-1. That's in the 8th. Actually, they've just tacked on a couple more. 7-1 now in the 8th inning. Red Sox dumping Oakland 8-2 in the 8th inning. And the Royals lead at Baltimore 5-3 in the 9th. Rangers just took 2 out of 3 from the Royals. That's a strike. Indians and Angels will get going in about 15 minutes. The Blue Jays and the Mariners, same story. Felix Hernandez for Seattle tonight. He's 11-3. That's down 3-1. Boy, Mark DeRosa's hitting a ton for St. Louis. He's got a home run tonight. The Cardinals lead the Dodgers 6-1. Cardinals a half a game back in that NL Central. The Cubs have ascended with a 4-game win streak in the first. Three and 2 to Everett. Everett, a product of that NL Central, used to play for the Astros, who were just 2 games back.
Well, that literally is anyone's division between Chicago, St. Louis, Houston, and Milwaukee. Anyone gets hot, wins 9 out of 10. They're in first place.
Tommy Hunter finishing off Adam Everett. Every time it gets to 3-0, Tommy Hunter just seems to come back and strike somebody out. As you mentioned, he did that to Cabrera in the 5th to pretty much save the game.
That's the cut fastball, too. It looks like it's a fastball. Everett started his swing, and then the ball cuts away from him 2 or 3 inches. Can't reach it, and it's a swing and a miss for strikeout number 6.
Granderson takes a look at one that bends right in for a strike. Granderson is 3 for 3.
He's got a shot to get through 7 innings for the first time this year.
Be a nice milepost to pass, right?
Very nice.
Prove that you can go deeper and deeper into games.
He's at 103 pitches right now.
High fly ball right down the right field line. Hamilton, Spider-Man!
He had it timed, boy. He went up the wall, made a nice catch. Tommy's glad to see him make it. Got him through 7 innings, 7 strong innings.
The wall-crawling Josh Hamilton getting the Rangers with a tumble to the 7th inning stretch. Big ovation for Josh Hamilton, who just made that wall-crawling catch to rob Curtis Granderson. Well, the offense has been a big-time struggle for Josh really all year. It's been a humbling experience for Josh, but he's not given up on anything this year. Defensively, he has been fantastic. Tommy Hunter sure appreciated this effort. That is some kind of play. Now in a steady rain in the bottom of the 7th inning. Josh Hamilton trying to find that batting stroke again. The Geico quote from Ron Washington about the frustration that Josh must be experiencing. Josh peels this one into the crowd. Hamilton with an 0 for 2 tonight. Will take up and in. I thought a couple of pretty solid swings, though, from Josh.
Yeah, he hit the ball twice. Hard to second base, 2 ground balls.
Now lifting this one up into the raindrops. Thomas has got it. We talked to Josh before the game about trying to get himself going again at the plate.
It's just about continuing my work in the cage with Rudy, and you know, just going out and not thinking about anything. That's the big key, is not being up there thinking about what I need to do or what I have to do to get a hit, or even feeling like I need to get a hit. You know, when you feel like that, you start pressing, and you know, things kind of snowball from there.
Josh's batting average into the low to mid 220s now. It just doesn't seem right. Time to get it going, though, no doubt. The Rangers are playing game number 97 of the year. of 162 on the schedule. Saltalamacchia rolls one to second. The very consistent Polanco. Folks, the Rangers taking on the Mariners starting Thursday. And on Thursday night, the first 20,000 fans get a Rangers cap, compliments of Coca-Cola. 972 Rangers or TexasRangers.com. How to get your tickets. And there's Rachel modeling the cap for you. It looks so much better on her than it does on the graphic when you can look live at what you might look like if you have that hat. Thursday is when to come out and get it. When the Rangers take on the Mariners. Thank you, Rachel. Elvis Andrus, the batter.
One more look. Encore.
We'll come back live. We had no idea, but now we're back live.
There we go. Thank you, Rachel.
Elvis Andrus really got the Rangers going last inning with that double. And a foul as the rain continues to pelt the customers here. Just got a glimpse of that radar map. It's light green from Fort Worth to Arlington. Not dark green, not yellow.
Pretty much what it is right now. I'd say light green over us. Not necessarily comfortable, but
no.
Fans are sticking around anyway.
All right, so let me ask you this one. 74 and a little rainy or 103 and dry?
That's a tough one because you're going to probably end up wet anyway, either sweat or rain.
There's Andrus, another extra base hit. He's had as many in the last 2 innings now as he had in his last 43 ball games.
Two good at bats too. He ripped that ball down the line. Took a little tumble going around first, but still managed to get into second base. Pitch up and in. Good swing at that ball. Hit it hard down the left field line. Slipped over the bag. Fortunately, he didn't twist his ankle the way it slipped over the bag like that.
He just knew he'd be showing a replay at some point. So.
He ended up gracefully getting into second base.
Now Kinsler. What will be interesting to see is whether or not Tommy Hunter comes out.
Now, Jason had been loose, and he was just throwing a little bit more. So I think after 104 or 5 pitches, that's probably it for Tommy, although he certainly finished strong. Retired the last 8 batters of the game.
It all started with that toss he made coming off the mound to spear that comebacker. Brandon Inge at the line will gun it. Kinsler is out at first base.
Nice play by Cabrera to catch that ball on a hop and make the tag.
The 2 finalists for the All-Star game, Inge and Kinsler. Now it is going to be Jennings on for Hunter in the rain as we go to the 8th. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T is your world delivered. And Tommy Hunter, Tommy Big Game Hunter, is done after 7 innings tonight. Jason Jennings now comes on. The Pontiac starting line. We'll show it to you in just a moment. Get the Pontiac you want before they're gone. 7 innings of 5-hit baseball for Tommy Hunter.
Good defense tonight by the Rangers, which is not surprising. So David Murphy's throw to second. Josh's play off the right field wall. Tommy made a terrific play himself, gloving that ball to get the force out at the plate. Elvis made a nice play up the middle. Hank scooped the ball from out of the dirt at first base. A lot of good defense too.
That Verizon Wireless call to the bullpen presents you Jason Jennings, a Mesquite native, will take on Cleet Thomas right here. Boy, it's nice to have Polanco out of the way. "35th game now for Jason. Former Rocky, former Astro. The Astros, by the way, tied 1-1 with the Cubs tonight. Both teams have a solo home run from Lee. Derek and Carlos, the two Lees, have hit the homers. It's 1-1. Saw it off. Look at that thing. That does not seem right, but it is a double for Cleet Thomas. A chip bat, opposite field, a double. Let's quickly go to John Radigan.
Hey, yeah, we're getting ready for Rangers Live down here behind Section 10. A fan just walked by a second ago. He had one of those surgical masks with the Rangers logo perfectly printed on here. Actually, they're not needing the masks right now. The swine flu appears to be gone. We're in the clubhouse afterwards to talk to a whole bunch of happy Rangers if they hold on to this one and the bullpen does what we've come to expect them to do. Lots of postgame coming your way. Rangers Live right after the game, guys.
All right, Rads, thank you very much. Looking forward to it. Miguel Cabrera has been held in check tonight, but such a dangerous dude. He is 0 for 3 tonight, but he's got the 4th best batting average in the American League. Rips one into right. There's Hambone. He's got it. We've seen some pretty defense from Hamilton tonight and from Elvis Andrus and from Tommy Hunter. Again, Tommy looking to go to 3-1. 2 pitches into the game, Tag, he was behind 1-0. And the Tigers still have just 1 run.
Well, that jam he pitched out of in the 5th inning was huge. Bases loaded, 1 out, kept them from scoring.
Rangers broke it open with the 3-run 6th. Jennings deals a strike to Guillen. Darren O'Day getting ready. He of the 1.9 ERA. One and 2 to Guillen. And still a light rain falling here in Arlington. Check of the runner and the 1-2. Another one to the opposite field. Cleet Thomas coming around third. He's going to score. As Carlos Guillen goes the other way. It makes it 4-2. You got the righties coming up. Ordonez, Inge, and Laird.
Pretty good pitch down and away. You can see number 4 right at the corner of the outside low part of the plate. Cleet Thomas got jammed and just sliced a little ground ball for a double down the line. That was a nice piece of hitting by Guillen, though. He waited on that ball. Pretty good pitch. I think pretty much where Jason wanted to throw the ball. Guillen's a veteran hitter, though, and picked it up. Got himself an RBI.
Ordonez 3 for 4 with a couple of home runs against Jason Jennings, which scares you a little bit. If Jennings hops ahead 0-1. This is not the same Mags Ordonez, we should point out, as in years past. At least it hasn't been so far in 2009. Only 5 home runs. Only 32 runs batted in. Oh, Tim McClellan didn't give it to him. It's 1-1 as the rain picks up a little bit.
A little bit outside. Good call by Tim.
Tigers now out hitting the Rangers 7-6. And Ordonez a tying man. Brandon Inge would be next. Another power hitter. Runner goes. A little check swing foul. Putting Jennings now in a position where he can strike out Ordonez. Runner goes. That is strike 3 called.
Well, I didn't think he was going to call that a strike. Tim has that delayed call, but that was a good pitch.
And it's good night, Mags Ordonez. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Rangers by 2. Exciting night, if not a little bit of a rainy night in Arlington tonight. The Rangers We're behind 1-0 for a while, tied it on a Nelly Cruz homer. And Tommy Hunter having a good old time. He has been a revelation for the Texas Rangers since coming up from AAA. Ryan Perry gets into this ball game now, again in a light, steady rain here in Arlington. After Armando Galarraga goes 7 for the Tigers against the team that traded him to the Tigers, the Rangers. Michael Young will take off the plate, ball 1. Perry, a first rounder for the Rangers, or excuse me, for the Tigers last year. And has ascended very quickly into their mix. Michael Young hammers one to left. It is gonna go.
Well, Michael can't swing the bat any better than he's swinging it right now. He has hit 3 ropes tonight, 2 line shots to center field, and a long home run now into the Tiger bullpen. It's the Rangers back to a 3-run lead. With that run back they gave up.
3 straight 3-hit games for Michael Young. It is 5-2, and that is literally getting to the Tiger bullpen. He homered right into the Tiger bullpen.
That pitch is straight and right down the middle of the plate.
Wave and a miss by Murphy. Take it back to Michael Young in his 14th home run of the year now. That's 2 more than he had all last year. C.J. Wilson getting ready. Murphy's played well defensively tonight. Well, take here, called 3rd strike on the outside corner. Pitcher Coors Light freeze cam, and David Murphy made that throw in from left field to get Curtis Granderson earlier tonight. Our frost brewed Coors Light freeze cam.
Perry was taken in last year's draft, signed, and only had about 13 innings in the minor leagues. He was with the Tigers early, spent some time in the minor leagues. Now he's back in the big leagues. I think one of the reasons the Tigers liked him so much in the first round of the draft was that he was a college reliever with a good arm who was probably pretty close to the big leagues, and that's exactly how it's turned out.
This rain is not going away.
Actually picking up a little bit,
I know.
isn't it?
Well, you know what? It's kind of a neat little metaphor. The Rangers aren't going away either, and it'd be nice if they would pick it up a little bit too. They're in the process. The Angels are not cooperating because they're playing so well. All the Rangers can do is match them. They got a chance to make it 7 wins in their last 8 games. As Bird will spin one back into this wet crowd in Arlington.
I got an answer for the question you asked me earlier.
What's that?
I think I'll go with 103 and dry.
Hey, you're saying that because you're getting wet right now.
Especially if it's 103 at night and not in the sun.
No swing from Marlin. Blaylock's on deck. Young and Cruz, the Ranger homers. And then kind of a frenetic 6th inning where it was more about the base running and the big hit from Blaylock. Marlon Byrd is going to hit one hard into left field. His 30th double of the season. His previous career high was 28. Jim Leyland comes to the mound, and he's going to make a pitching change. They might go get the Taiwanese lefty at this point with Blaylock coming up. Fu-Tae Ni was the guy loosening out there. I believe that is who's coming in. Yep, we'll introduce you to Ni. The Knights who say it and everything when we come. Michael Young back behind Kinsler and Murphy. 3 straight 3-for-4 games. That's high. Knee high, if you will.
No, that was higher than knee high. That'd have to be Paul Bunyan for that one to be knee high.
Well, it was high from knee, so I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
(3-2). He is fouled back. Tomorrow night it is Vicente Padilla against Luke French. I don't know if you saw the ERAs of the next several starting pitchers that the Rangers have to face. Luke French is at 2.2. Then it's Verlander 3.1. Jason Vargas of Seattle's at 4.3. But then it's Felix Hernandez at 2.4, Jared Washburn at 2.7. It does not get easy. Blaylock down on strikes.
Pretty good pitch right there in the outside corner.
They're going to go ahead. Yeah, they're going to. And this is, you know, I get it. It's Josh Hamilton not really being Josh Hamilton of late. It's lefty versus lefty, but it was right around this time last year that Josh Hamilton was walked with the bases loaded. This time they're walking Nelly Cruz to get to Josh Hamilton.
Well, Nelly's got 24 home runs and a 450-foot blast in this game today, so Leland's going on what he's seeing right now, and that tells him that this is a percentage move to make.
Leland and Gene Lamont watching as Hamilton bats with 2 on, 2 out. All of Josh's teammates, of course, pretty much figure that he will round back into form. He has become such a popular guy, such an easy guy to root for. Whether or not you know the full backstory of Josh Hamilton or not, the way he carries himself. That is outside. Five runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Rangers, 2-7-2 for Detroit. We're steering close to that matchup of Saltalamacchia versus Meade. Wave and a miss. Runners will get going now. 3-2 with 2 out. It's a muddy track here in Arlington. Hamilton takes a called third strike. So his struggles persist, but the Rangers have a 5-2 lead, as Hamilton will discuss with Tim McClellan. We go to the 9th, and the Rangers looking to wrap it up. Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com, grab your bag. It's on. And buy the Ford F-150. It's not just a pickup truck, it's a Ford F-150. Tommy Hunter stands to get the win. And boy, does he deserve it. After giving up a home run to Curtis Granderson that went 405 feet on the second pitch of the night. Everything just clicked for him. And now C.J. Wilson with a chance for the save. It would be his 11th. Really the only truly forgettable game that C.J. Wilson has had this year was in Detroit against these Tigers. I know you can't assign mulligans in this game. It's too bad you can't. Just pick one game where you can zap just that one. Because CJ's ERA would be about 1.9 right now if you could do that.
Yeah, the runs were earned in that game, but I can't think back to all the hits. Well, one of them was Guillen's little dribbler down the third baseline with the bases loaded. Ended up as a 3-run double. Another one, Granderson hit a little, I don't know what you want to call it, spinning semi-soft line drive that kind of handcuffed Elvis as he came in at shortstop. That was another ball hit in that inning. So even though he gave up the runs, it wasn't like they lit him up, though.
No, Inge really had the only legit hit. I mean, that was a home run in that inning. Ooh, close, but no. Count goes full. He got him this time. One down.
You know, if you have a game like that early in the season where you give up that many earned runs in that short a time, it takes you a long time to get your ERA back down because you don't get a lot of innings as a reliever. That was a tip that went right into Salty's glove, stayed right in the webbing. Take that leadoff hitter.
Rangers trying to get their 55th win of the year. Against only 42 losses, this would be their high water mark in 2009. Not a lot of years of Texas Rangers baseball would you find any better than 55 and 42 through 97 games. In fact, only 3 times would you find that. Hoping that the Angels start to cooperate, and maybe tonight they are a little bit. Cleveland's got a 2-0 lead in the second against the Angels in Anaheim.
And Joe Saunders has really been struggling his last 6 or 7 times out.
Laird with a check swing. According to our pitch tracker, it's 2-2, but according to Tim McClellan, it's 3-1. Now it is 3-2. The former battery mates, Wilson and Laird, with the Rangers leading 5-2 in the rain in the ninth. He walked him.
And in that situation, you think you would throw the pitch that you think you have the best chance to throw for a strike. And that's the confidence that CJ had in the slider, but it just stayed up a little bit up and away.
They got Marcus Thames available to pinch hit, and they're going to go grab him right here. Thames is a guy that the Rangers used to have, and you might remember against left-hand pitching, he's a monster. Nice that he's not the tying man. That's thanks to Michael Young. That long home run that Michael hit. Thames does have 10 home runs this year, including one as a pinch hitter. He's 4 for 6 as a pinch hitter. That's not easy to do. Now Saltalamacchia and Wilson will chat it up. Granderson would be the tying man if he comes up. That is with Thames on base. Infield, the double play depth as Thames will take on the outside edge. By the way, the Angels have just scored. It's now 2-1 Cleveland. Early in that one. Fouled away, 2-2. Getting away from Saltalamacchia. To eliminate the double play possibility, Laird toddles on down to second.
That's 18 pitches for CJ. Got almost hit Thames in the back foot there.
Well, the Tigers have been playing well, too. Remember, they're a first-place team. White Sox and Twins right behind them. The Rangers trying to gain a game on the Angels in the West. Three-two pitch. Struck him out! Come on back, Marcus, you're gone! Again, with Tim McClelland, you have to wait for the verdict. That was worth the wait. Here's Granderson, and he is not the tying man. Again, Rangers Live follows the game. What an effort from young Tommy Hunter tonight. Looking more and more like he belongs. There's a strike to Granderson. A strike away now. Rangers haven't beaten the Tigers all year. And this is officially fun. 2009, the Rangers have a lot still to prove, but they just keep on doing